can't go through all that stuff and just getting your mind off thing and then go in there with clarity. Come on, we got to sharpen this up. Because this is the stuff that happens when you're not playing well. Mind drifts every which direction based on what you're doing. Now we got to make up our mind, like if you know you're going to do that, you know what I mean? We just got to get this organized out here. All right. I mean, you know what? We're going to make it work. Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Quest to Be the Best. My name is Kyle Lurk of Mental Golf Type. And again, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you're seeing these new episodes as they drop. And again, if you could like and share to help show your support for Erika, that'd be great. But, coming up in this episode, we had Erika out kind of rekindling things, getting that process solidified. We got some technique work in. So now in this episode, we're going to take it out to the course and really do some things out there to make sure she can transfer that because, as we were talking about, it's really got to be done on the range. Then you got to be able to do it on the course with no pressure and then be able to do it under pressure. So we're going to really do some things out there and then we're going to keep learning to increase the stress and help her overcome that so this can translate into tournaments. So coming up, you're going to see a lot of on-course work and what we do out there. That's all coming up. Quest to Be the Best right now.
Okay, so what I've been doing in between visits with Kyle is I've just been really reinforcing what we worked on before, which is trying to stick to my process. And it actually is really hard because I tend to forget stuff.
Okay, hold on. Start over. So, we gotta start over.
What?
Dude, you can't.
I'm just not gonna let her go through with it, if it's not really sharp, and letting her go through a process that is ineffective is ultimately going to harm her. So I'm just not going to let her do that. But so there's a lot of restarting and just, again, making sure it's sharp. And I just want her to get this down because this is going to be the single most important skill that's going to help her perform under pressure.
We got to pick the right clubs and right shots.
Right.
Okay, so what do you think this is playing downhill?
135, 130.
What was the total number?
140, I think it said from your cart.
Okay, 140. So it's probably 5 down. What about the wind?
Going into it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get in the habit of just like throwing grass up.
Well, yeah, no, I do.
So it's probably in a little bit.
But it's going to be a lot more up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I always 6 iron.
Okay. And I mean, again, the other thing too is like where the pin is. So, I mean, that's pretty up front, which means that's a minimum distance.
Yeah.
We don't want to give ourselves the margin here to miss short. We'd rather miss a little long.
Right.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got the right number?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the shot? What do you see it doing?
Well, we're going to be going into it. But I want to hit a draw.
Okay. All right. So we got our number. We got the draw. Now we're rehearsing exactly what that feels like. Every practice swing taps the ground to restart it and then go again. Good. Good. So
Doesn't get much better than that.
that's pretty good, right? I mean, probably 10 feet. Did it do everything you wanted?
I mean, I had a little more per out, but it still drew.
All right.
And it worked out.
All right. Smart decisions go a long ways.
Angles on the tee box. What's the wind doing? These factors that I see most amateur golfers or even collegiate golfers do that, can be harmful is they'll just laser yardage and they'll just grab a club and they're not factoring anything. They're not factoring in angles. And this is something that the world-class players, the elites, do really better than everybody. And, there's really no universal way. It's all based on how you're wired. But we got to get her really putting some thought into this, understanding what she's going to hit, understanding where on the tee box it needs to be best, where we need to aim on the green for that to be best, and just go from there.
Okay, so size of the tee box, very, very important. Yeah, so where do we want to be here, you think?
Well, I want to be more on the right side. Is that bunker? Not to the left. At least that's what I'm seeing, but I don't know the course. What else is up there?
I mean, as it goes right, it's going to funnel down more to trouble.
Hazard?
Yeah, so
how far is that bunker then?
you should be able to carry that.
Carry the bunker? Not the little tiny one, like the big one on the side.
Oh, that's way out there. That's
okay,
way out of reach.
Then yeah. Then
But think about like the shape of your shot, where the most room is if we're on what side of the tee box. Because what we don't want to do is sit in the middle of this thing.
No, yeah.
Which is what most people do. But then you cut off basically. You got half the room here, half the room there. We want to either favor one side or the other based on what your shot's doing. If you're drawing it, we'd rather be over here.
I'm going to draw. I want to hit down here. I usually hit on this side of the tee box.
So don't get too far where you're like over trouble. We want to be kind of where you're on a safe part of the fairway. And that shit, if you're drawing it, you know you're going to draw it. That gives you all this room to the left.
Right.
Does that make sense? Okay, hold on. Start over. So first thing is you want to step here. Just get clear on where you want to start this thing, where your zone is, right? And then what the shape's doing. Now we're going to move into rehearsals. I never want you to just go through that and just start practicing. Otherwise, you don't know what you're doing. That kind of discipline is very important. Good. Good. So stand tall, confident. Let it go. Perfect.
I'm working on my process, sticking to it, making sure I'm doing every step.
Mm-hmm.
Best option. I don't want to get too greedy, but I also don't want to be so far off where I have 2-putt or 3-putt.
All right. So what's that shot doing now?
Do just baby draw.
Okay. You got your zone. What's your zone here?
See that little red thing in the tree?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
It's awful small.
It's not that small. I just meant that tree. I'm just telling you that tree.
Okay.
I didn't breathe.
Nice. Process is getting a lot better.
I breathed out.
You didn't.
Huh?
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I'm watching you.
If God were watching, he would say, yes, I did.
All right, was this okay? Like, is that what that is?
I have the issues.
So thank you for watching Quest to be the Best, episode number 4. Again, doing some on-course work with Erika and really putting her in some things that are out of her comfort zone, but really getting work on that process. It's really cool to see where that's come from, episode number 1 and the videos that we have. So it's really starting to get organized, starting to see some good things, on the course, but the levels of performance have to be able to do it in practice. Once you do it in practice, then you'll be able to start doing it with no pressure and then under pressure. So we still got some work to do to really get that under pressure piece down. But again, in the next episode, got a real trick up my sleeve to really put her under the most stress for her and make her play under that. So stay tuned to the next episode. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.